Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though you've come through many obstacles.
Hey everybody, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Infinity Train Season 3, Episode 3. So, last time we met Tuba. That's it. No. There was a little kind of joke I was like going about. Like I put it on the Discord. I put it in the description of the last reaction. I just put Tuba. Just as a joke. But in seriousness, last time, Grace and Simon were trying to get back to their car, to get back to the group, after everything kind of did a big old switch around. And they end up coming across this little girl who I think it's Hazel, and this giant ape wearing a musical instrument named tuba. I don't think the musical instrument's an actual tuba, so that's why I say it that way. So, after some convincing, Hazel and Tuba decide to go with Grace and Simon, but we know that they only actually want Hazel. They don't want Tuba, because to them, Tuba isn't real. To them, Tuba doesn't matter. So they have some nefarious plans, I'm sure. Yeah. And it's going to be interesting to see where this goes and what happens next. I'm getting hair in my eyes. I gotta trim these down. Though I haven't really been wearing them as bangs much lately, so I could also just like brush them aside a bit. Not really a fan of how that looks. But either way, I'm definitely interested to see where this goes. This season already has been much more interesting than all of Book 2 was. I know I keep ragging on Book 2, but it just wasn't that interesting. It wasn't bad. It wasn't outright bad or terrible or anything. It just wasn't anywhere near the level of Book 1. And so far, Book 3, again, is just proving to be much better, just by concept and idea alone. So yeah. We'll see how it goes and just take it from there. But for now, we're just going to get this started, because there's not really much else to say. It's an 11-minute episode. So, when the screen fades to black, pause this to redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it... Excuse me. Sorry about that. And after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we will begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, I looked at the credits after the reaction, and the chandelier guy was voiced by Alfred Molina. Like, you know, from Indiana Jones, and more notably recently, like really back in the spotlight for his role in Spider-Man 2 and the upcoming Spider-Man No Way Home as Dr. Octopus, Doc Ock. That Alfred Molina was the chandelier guy. I would not have guessed. He's been in other voice acting roles before. But it's just, I just never expected it there. He did a good job, though, for sure. That being said, this episode very much felt like it didn't progress too much, but the very small amount of stuff it did progress was important. So we had our characters, our little group here, the members of the Apex, Grace and Simon, and the new recruit Hazel, along with her friend slash mother figure Tuba. They are headed through a couple new cars. First, we see this ocean car, and then afterwards, the ballroom car. And during these little excursions, we can see Tuba kind of seemingly becoming a little suspicious of them. At least the way she looks at them and everything, and her reactions seem to hold a little bit of suspicion in them. But that being said, we do find out some important information from this all. We find out that apparently not really much is known about Hazel. Apparently she seems to have some sort of amnesia and doesn't remember much prior to the train. In fact, not really anything prior to Tuba, even. Even Tuba acknowledges that she just doesn't seem to know much of anything before that. But she does seem to have some, like, general knowledge. It's just memories that are gone. Meanwhile, we see later on in the episode, Grace's number goes down. And the thing is, she's still planning on taking out Tuba and everything. And her actions, you could definitely say, are still self-serving, well, more Apex-serving. So her number going down has to be in relation to her playing along. We see that not only her playing along has allowed her to connect with Hazel, but she seemed to enjoy it. She seemed to actually legitimately enjoy it a bit. And that's probably what did it for her. Not to mention when she acknowledged and talked about her past. Talked about how she had these issues when she was a kid on not getting asked to go to get ice cream with her fellow kids after dance class. And she kind of like justifies it by saying like, oh, it's just they were jealous because I was better than them. But you can see there's clearly a little bit of sorrow in that she wanted to go get ice cream. And it's like, yeah, of course, every kid would love to go get ice cream. But you could see her opening up a little more. And Grace definitely, compared to Simon, is the more understanding and more willing to accept things type of person. Simon definitely seems a little more hard into that, but even he is not completely so. We find out that apparently prior to the Apex, he also was friends with a Null, just like Hazel is with Tuba. We don't know yet what happened with this Null, but he actually seemed to get pretty upset when that was brought up, showing that he's probably not over it still. That he probably still is sad about that Null most likely being dead. So that's a really interesting bit of character development within this, both for him and for Grace. We don't know if anything happened with him and his number, but we saw Grace's go down due to her more willingness to just take the car as it is and do the dance, as well as admit information about herself. So they do complete the dances, they get these fancy outfits, and as I said, Grace's is just really fucking pretty. Like, you can say what you want about Grace's personality and her character and whatnot, and her goals and motivations and everything. But she is genuinely really pretty, and especially in the outfit we saw her in the ballroom in. Like that outfit just really worked for her. Tuba's was great as well. But we also got to hear a little bit more info on the Apex's kind of beliefs about 1-1 and the conductor and all. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but I thought that they kind of worshipped Amelia. Amelia is the right name, right? The one who had taken over for 1-1, who was the woman in season 1 and everything at the end. I thought that the Apex were kind of with her, right? But they're talking about that 1-1 took over the train from the conductor, who they're saying was male, and wore this like black mask or something. I don't remember if Amelia wore any kind of black mask or anything, but I guess they could possibly be getting information wrong. It's definitely possible. They might not realize that Amelia is a woman. They might just not know. I don't know what the entire deal with that is. I might be remembering some stuff wrong from season 1, or rather season 2, when they were shown before, or hell, I might be not remembering fully from season 1 when we saw Amelia and everything. But I thought in season 2, when we met these two before, I thought that was their deal. I thought they were worshipping Amelia. Maybe I got it wrong. And if that's important and everything to the story, and if that's actually super relevant, do not tell me like anything that's gonna happen or anything like big to deal with that. You can like tell me like what was said or whatnot in like the previous seasons, because or like if Amelia wore a mask in season 1 or anything like that, because that stuff again I've already seen. But just don't tell me anything that might be super relevant or important for the future of this season. You know what I mean. But yeah, I'm very interested in where this is going, because we know that their plan is to eventually get rid of Tuba, and they've even stated in this, it's like if they try to do that in front of Hazel, she won't follow them. She won't trust them. So how would they get rid of Tuba without Hazel being there? Like, what would be involved in that? How would they separate the two? Because it seems like these two are pretty inseparable for the moment. We'll have to see. And I'm definitely invested in just how this is all going to end. Like, is this entire season just going to be them trying to get back to the rest of the Apex? Is it just going to be this journey, or are they going to get there before the season ends? I'm curious about that. Obviously, do not answer that in the comments. That's just a question for myself, just kind of working through all of this. But either way, I'm definitely excited to see more. So, yeah, as always, let me know what you thought down in the comments below. No spoilers. And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See you all next time.